Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, love, attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. We are here for our midweek reading. I felt called to sit down and see what the energy is for today. And I'm just going to dive right in. Actually, no, I'm not, because I always open sacred space. We're going to do that first. But I just felt immediately guided to grab my Angels of Abundance deck. It's a cute little purple deck. What it looks like, a beautiful little goddess on the front with her hands open, saying she's ready to receive. And I just thought about my experience in the gym this morning. I went to the gym and there was probably 20 something girls in there. And we had been in there for a while. And I always have my Bluetooth speaker. I bring it with me because I don't like to use AirPods because of the just the radiation. It's not good for us. And my wire buds are not working for some reason. So I brought my Bluetooth. So I was talking to them. I was like, hey, do you guys mind if I keep my music loud? They're like, yeah, we're not going to be listening to anything. So we'd love your music. And I was like, sweet. And then like 30 minutes into the workout, I felt a grandmother energy with me. And it was like tapping me on, and she was tapping me on the shoulder saying, talk to them, talk to them. So because they didn't have headphones on or anything, I asked them, I said, hey, this is really strange. I'm sorry, but this happens to me sometimes. I was like, are you guys into seeing psychics at all? And they're like, yeah, we're not against it. And I was like, well, there's a grandmother with me right now, and she keeps tapping me on the shoulder, telling me to tell one of you that she loves you. I was like, did either one of you lose a grandmother or an older woman? Maybe it's an aunt, an older aunt. And the one girl, the one brunette, was like, I think that message is for me. She's like, thank you so much. And she was open, right? She was open to receiving the message, and I was open to giving it, right? Like I could have ignored that and said, no, I don't want to interrupt them while they're working out. But I've learned to follow my nudges. I've learned to follow, just that little inspiration. And she left feeling so good. And I stayed in the gym and just was like, I'm so grateful that I get to be somebody that leaves somebody else feeling better. And I used to say that all the time as a teacher. I always want to leave everybody feeling better than I found them. All of my students, when they'd come in, I'm like, this is the 72 minutes that I get to teach you. And I want to invigorate you and have you leave my classroom being excited for your next class, being excited about life and just existing. Because there's so many people that are just not happy in their lives and they don't know that there's this other way of being. So first message here is open your hands to receiving love, universal love, love from your angels, your guides. Speaking of guides, let's call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron. I just heard Mother Mary's here with us. She comes in every once in a while. Please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and widest light messages to come through. Bless me. Bless my cards. Bless my beautiful viewers. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We should be good to go. Okay. There's one card that was not supposed to be in here. Let's see. First message. There's two there. Definitely going to need the glasses for this one. Such fine print. We have acceptance and family. Interesting. I'll show you the two cards, what they look like at first. We got a little bit of the orange action happening with my roses behind me. The orange represents the sacral chakra. Okay, let's do acceptance first. See yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential. Okay, so see yourself and others through the eyes of the angels. So ask yourself that question. How would your angels see a situation that you're going through? How would they go through your body looking and observing people in stores and people at work? Like if you're in judgment, if you're in comparison, if you're in criticism, this is a call to step back and accept people for where they are. Be an angel in your life and walk through life going, okay, they don't know any better, that they're doing the best that they can. It's not my space to judge them, right? And remember, what you wish for others, you wish for yourself. So that was a really hard lesson for me to learn. It was like, I caught myself always like, there's certain people that have cheated on me in the past. And I really like despised the person that they cheated on me with. And then I realized, wow, she's a different version of me. There's some version of me in her where she's looking for love. She's, willing to go and cross boundaries for it. And, you know, it's just she's yearning for love and acted on it in a different way than I did. I'm looking for love and I'm angry that I didn't get it. And we're both wanting the same thing, but we're both doing different things. I'm hating on her for doing what she did, and I shouldn't, because she's a version of me. So I had to pull back and accept the situation and realize that, okay, people are going to do things when they're wounded. People really, they don't have the awareness, right? She's not in the state of consciousness or the same level of consciousness as somebody who would not do that, or who would have standards, or who would say, no, like, I'm going to love myself. I'm not going to abandon myself for love. Right? I am love. I am the person I've been looking for. So when we aren't doing the healing work and we don't realize that, we're gonna do things that are not honorable. And when we can accept that other people are doing those things, that's when we free ourselves. Now we're not bound. Now we're not frustrated. Now I'm not sitting there hating that woman. I can accept her for what she's done and be okay with it, and know that there's a version of me in there too. I wasn't always honorable in the past. So I have to finally forgive myself for my past behaviors and forgive her and forgive him. He's a big piece of it, right? Okay, the family. This situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member, which we can help you to understand and heal. In your mind and heart, surround this person yourself in the experience of calming blue light and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation. Allow yourself to feel peace. Okay, so this just completely reminded me of a client call that I did a couple nights ago, and my client had a breakthrough after the call. So that's what happens. Sometimes we're on the call, we'll have mini breakthroughs, and then more will surface afterwards. And my clients will book another session and be like, hey, I just found something else out. Can we unpack this together? And I'm like, absolutely. Or we'll save it for our mentorship call. We have a weekly call. So this other client was telling me that, like, she's harboring so much hatred and anger and resistance. I always do tight fists, because her husband cheated on her, right? He cheated on her in the beginning of their marriage when their children were young, and she forgave him, and he did everything to make things right. And then 25 years later, he had a 2-year long relationship with another woman, and she was local in their community, and they were so deceitful, and they betrayed her. And she still hasn't gotten over it, and she's needing money in her life, and that's why she booked me, because we're manifesting money for her. But she can't call in this abundance if she's holding on to this anger, if she's not accepting what is. If we want to move forward in life and manifest, we have to accept what happened in the past, let it go, leave it in the past, and move forward with an open heart. There's something about family here. So if this story resonates with you, if maybe a family member passed away and other family members took the money, that's a big thing that's very common. And I see a lot in my sessions, people holding on to the anger of how this evil can do that, or somebody taking somebody's home, or somebody taking all their belongings. There's all this karmic energy on our planet, and people are doing, the karmic energy is doing the things to challenge us. But what I told my client was, are you going to let the karmic energy win, and are you going to let it steal your peace? Right? Because her sitting in the future or now moment, worrying about the past, that karmic energy is winning. It's got you. And you have to unhook that and say, you're not, because you can take whatever. We're spiritual beings. We are not material things. We don't need money. We don't need cars. You can have the house. You can have my past loved ones' belongings. I could give two shits, right? I have my loved ones' memories. I have their heart. I know who they are. You can't take that away from me. You can't take away my soul, right? The love that I shared with that person. Yes, it might be hurtful to not have the physical items of something. Like if something were to happen in my apartment, and if I didn't have my daughter's ashes or her baby clothes, like I'd be okay, because I've learned that lesson of detachment. A while back, I got rid of all of her stuff. I got rid of the crib. I got rid of, majority of her other belongings, the things that we had in her room. And I have like maybe 2 bags vacuum sealed with her clothes, and they still smell like her. So like I'd be upset about that, but in the end, if somebody took that from me, I'd be like, nice try. You're not taking anything from me, because I have it in here. It's in me. So how can we get all of you to let go of the past where somebody took something from you or there was an injustice in your life? It doesn't mean we sit back and let it happen again. We now learn the lesson and we say, no, you're not going to do this. And if there's anything physically we can do to stop it, then we take action, right? But I believe your energy, when you heal and when you grow and expand, you're not going to attract that again. You're not going to have these darker forces trying to take advantage of you because you're not going to be emanating a fear around that happening. So when you release your fear of losing money or losing items or somebody having power over you, maybe it's a pattern from your past, you're not going to have to worry about it because your magnet inside of you is going to draw you to people that are going to provide for you and not take from you. A lot of times that can be deeply rooted in physical abuse as a kid, sexual abuse, emotional trauma of somebody having power over you. Okay, I grabbed my angel deck. We're going to take this one because it's kind of popping. Oh, we're going to take two. You are protected. Thank you, angels. Stay the course. It looks like Archangel Michael. Don't panic. You're not on the wrong path. You're just having a bumpy start. Learn from your experiences and keep going. Exactly what I just said. Leave the past behind. You're having a bumpy start. It sucks that that happened to you, but do not hold on to the anger. And if you have any, I just heard somebody has inflammation in your body. If you're dealing with skin issues, if you're dealing with bronchitis, if you're dealing with vision problems, anything that's inflamed, normally the root of that is anger, is tightness. You're not letting go of something that happened in the past. So when you let go of the past, that's when the body's like, oh, now I'm free and I'm open and I'm good, right? And now I can heal. And then we have 39, you are protected. You are safe within my bubble of light. You can proceed with confidence. And you guys know I freaking love talking about bubbles. We have some more orange and yellow in the Archangel Michael photo. We have the angel behind this woman, and look at her, she's hugging herself. So you are protected, stay the course, accept the past. You know, there's situations where people do that, where you find out when there's money involved, right? When there's an estate to be handled, when there's finances, when there's the lottery, you know, when things come in, you find out people's true colors. And if people are choosing money over you, you get to see now, wow, they're feeding themselves before they would feed me. And there's a difference here, right? Like when we're on the airplane and it's about to crash, we have to put the mask on us first to take care of others, right? But there's a difference here. If there was an amount of money or an object or an item that was supposed to be given to somebody, right? Somebody's wishes were for you to have something and somebody else swooped in and took it. That's an injustice, right? But there is something in your field that was not ready to receive that. You were not at the frequency or the vibration to hold that. So you have to say that to yourself. You have to ask yourself, why wasn't I ready to receive that? Because the universe will align it to you when you're ready for it. If you are not able to physically hold this new money or this new opportunity, it will literally be repelled. You know, somebody else will take it. And we can't harbor the anger of somebody else taking it because technically, you know, it's our vibration that didn't allow it in. Okay. So stay the course. You are protected. We're going to get some Micah magic now. Oh, a past loved one is here. So that loved one, maybe whose estate we're talking about or whose things were taken, they're with you. They're going to bring you justice. Yep. Rainbows are a sign that your happy ending is coming soon. Amen. Don't we love that? Okay. Clear the clutter, start the thing. You are loved. Clear the clutter, start the thing. You are loved. I was on another client call yesterday with a woman. We were talking about, she's like a sponsor in AA and she's such an amazing woman. And I told her, I was like, you should start a podcast. She taught me so much about addiction on that call. And I love learning from my clients because we all have these special gifts. But like her life story is she dealt with addiction. She overcame it. She's out of it. And she's really into like essential oils and stuff. And I was like, you should do like a podcast, talk about the oils, talk about your past, just be yourself, like start the thing, clear the clutter. right? Start moving things around to create space to maybe have a podcast space in your home. And you're so loved. Like people need that message, and you're going to be the sun. Like, I think it was, she used the analogy of the sun worshiper, like wherever the sun goes, we all worship the sun and we follow the sun. So sometimes people that are meant to be in the spotlight and they are the sun, they have a YouTube channel, they have a podcast, like if you shine, people will find you. They'll come worship you. They'll love you. And worship sounds like in a God way. And that's not what I mean, but you know what I mean. Just by following, they're going to support and they're going to follow because they don't even know the message that you're about to share. And when you share it, they're like, I didn't even know I needed this type of podcast to listen to. So that's a message for all of you out there. What do you have inside of you that you need to share that the world needs? And they've never had anything like you before. 10-10, a cycle is completing. And I just got guidance to do tarot. So we're going to do Angel Wisdom Tarot. Okay, this is such a beautiful message. We have the 10 of Cups, you guys, the rainbow. Look, with double rainbow message. Rainbows, your happy ending is here. Somebody moving on to a property with a home, kids, a happy marriage, happily ever after, emotional contentment, a loving relationship with your children, raising children wisely and successfully, people you can trust. You're coming into alignment with people you can trust. And it's been hard. We have 7 of Cups. You've had to make a choice in the past. Do we stay here? Do we stay in our comfort zone? Or do we end something and we go through this death and rebirth? And do we create something brand new? And we let go of the people that hurt us from our past. Because when you do that, when you let go of that anger and that resentment, like my client who's still holding on to the resentment towards her ex who cheated on her, she might be blocking this new thing from coming in, the money, the relationship, the new life. So we have to let go and say, okay, like there was some reason for that to happen, a lesson. I'm going to hold compassion and forgiveness towards the situation, maybe not the person if you're not ready for that yet, but know that you're on the right course. You're going in the right direction, but we just have to clear the clutter and let go, end that cycle of pain and suffering in our mind and in our nervous system, and make the choice. Make the choice, start the thing. It says, stop procrastinating or overanalyzing. Get clarity on what you desire and move forward. Too many options, addictions. Holy cow, it says addictions, you guys. This message is, I'm going to have to send this reading to my client. That's your message. Get that podcast started. People need to learn how to overcome their addictions. Okay, so happy marriage. Cycle is completing and my phone is going off. Oh, thank you. I love you too. It's my bestie. Okay. Let's spice it up. Do you guys want to spice it up a bit? Let's do a little, if you're in separation from your person, somebody's saying, I can't stop thinking about you. Juicy. We like it. We like you. I wish I could take back my words. Okay, so a lot of times in these connections, there's telepathy and people can kind of read your mind and they kind of can read your energy and be like, oh, when you say something, you're like, oh, shoot, I shouldn't have said that. You don't have to go back and tell them. They know. They can read your mind. They can feel your energy. I know there's certain people in my life where if I'm slipping up and I'm falling into an old pattern where I'm maybe oversharing, or maybe I'm just sharing too much about my personal life and I don't know this person fully yet, I'll leave the conversation going, shoot, I shouldn't have said that. And as I just looked down, I just saw 10 of Pentacles for some reason in my light seers, or not my light seers, in the original tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot. So that's a message here for somebody else too. Like, because you're learning to take back your words, you're learning how to use your words. Your words cast spells, right? They're so powerful. Our feelings are so powerful. So when we get into a relationship where so it's like almost like, because you've learned all these lessons, because you healed all these patterns, you tightened up your energy field, you're not flirtatious, you're not oversharing anymore, you're really, really stern with how you want to be in the world. You're really being like Jesus, right? We're forgiving, we're having compassion, we're not telling people secrets, we're honoring everybody, we're honoring ourselves. And that energy is attractive. That energy is beautiful. People want to be around you because they can trust you, because you trust you. You know, they see you waking up and doing the things that you say you're going to do. When we see people doing routines and keeping up with them, like I was in the gym this morning and there's just one other woman in there, and her and I have been living here probably for 5 or 6 years, and she's always in there. And it was so nice. I was just like, you know what? She takes care of herself and she's been doing it for 5 years straight. Like, high five to her. I can see her, right? I can see her discipline. I can see her loving herself. And when we are in an energy of that, I believe that's when we can create this. 10 of Pentacles is abundance. It's joy. It's building something that just keeps feeding you. And I believe when we take care of our vessel, we are in a space to receive more abundance. And Archangel Michael says, stay the course. You're on the right track. You learning these lessons is leading you to that abundance. And at the bottom of I'm sorry, I just keep grabbing from this deck, the Empress. You've created it because you became the woman that is acting like Jesus. You have created, and it's almost like Source saying, I just heard, you are my child and you're living out your mission the right way. That's the Empress. She's birthing something into the world because she's made it. She is now in the frequency to hold the energy. Shared all live beautifully in harmony. Okay, cool. Thank you. Clear. All right, more messages. I wish I could take back my words. I can't stop thinking about you. I am grateful for the spiritual lesson. So somebody's learning from you. I'll be the last one for that. I know I messed everything up. Okay, so this might be for a specific group of people where maybe somebody was scared of the partnership and they let their ego get in the way. And they were like, I'm sorry that I judged you. I wish I could take back my words. I can't stop thinking about you. I'm grateful for the lesson. I'll never do that again. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, you guys, you want to be with people who are wanting to look at their patterns. They're wanting to look at, like, why did I just do that? Why did I say that? Let me go rephrase that. Let me go apologize to this person because I want to be better. I want to be the best version of myself. You want somebody like that. Okay, let's do my butterfly deck, another angel deck. I forget the name of this one. I think it's just Angel Oracle. Okay, we have one that flipped. Stand your ground. Standing your ground is an empowering, confidence building action to take from time to time. Now is the moment when you need to stand your ground. You know you can do it, and you know that by doing so, you will be the victor. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I just heard victim to victor. And one of my friends, I think it's her cousin who has a podcast that's called that. But you're moving your victimhood into a victory. You're seeing that, oh, wow, this past thing, like going back to the beginning of the reading, accepting a family member for doing you wrong. When you stand your ground and you say you understand the higher perspective of why it had to happen, the lesson behind it, and you're like, okay, I know I'm protected. I know this 10 of Cups is right around the corner. I know I'm going to have my 10 of Pentacles. The 10-10, the cycle is completing. Rainbows are a sign that your happy ending is coming, but you're the victor. You created this new reality by you changing and you accepting what is. So full circle, people receive beautiful, loving, wonderful lifestyles and not even receiving it. They create it because they become the victor of their own reality. They don't stay in the victimhood of, woe is me, I can't believe this happened to me. They actually say, I want to be the best version of myself. So I'm literally not going to hold on to the past and keep hating on somebody who did something to me years ago that I don't need to hold on to that, right? You don't want to hold on to that. Spirit animal wisdom. Let's get some animal messages. I just saw the starfish at the bottom of the deck, which represents your subconscious mind. The starfish is all about intuition in this deck. The deer, trust. Approach the situation with a light heart. This is also a mother energy. So this feels like Mother Mary to me. So if you look behind the deer, there's the dark and the light. There's the shadow. The two versions. The ego is the dark. The light is the soul of the deer. So you're trusting all layers all the healing that you've done is leading you to approach the situation with a light heart, with compassion, with forgiveness. You're not going to judge somebody. You're going to stand your ground and be the victor. Okay, we have sensitive soul, the rabbit. Strengthen your boundaries and cut cords. This is spending too much time with people that don't have your best interest at heart. You know, pulling back your energy, pulling back the tentacles and saying, okay, I'm a sensitive rabbit. I really need to rest. I need to nap as much as I can. You know, you're not like other people. You can't go out and do things the way other people do. You need to seclude if that's what your soul is calling you to do. So cut cords, strengthen your boundaries, say no to things. And we have a second message of acceptance, you guys. The hedgehog, embrace who you are. Yeah, this is your sensitive soul, and you cannot push it away anymore. You can't try to force yourself into a box and live like everybody else. And I do this all the time. I often think like all of my friends have kids and families, and I'm like, how do they do it? Like I'm by myself and I get so overstimulated so fast. But that's because I'm meant to do this. You know, they're not on YouTube channeling messages. I am. So I have to like remind myself, like, Michelle, you're not like the rest. You know, there's tons of people like me on YouTube and psychic mediums who are doing this work, and they're not out like hanging out at concerts, hanging out at bars, like not saying I want to do those things, but people like us can't do those things. And we have to accept the prickly parts about who we are. And maybe even that's the prickly parts about our past and the things that have happened to us, and being like, okay, I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry I was, it's like that. I wish I could take back my words. I know I messed everything up. It's like, oh, I wish I could change everything. No, just accept where you are and don't try to change anything. Just say, okay, this was all perfect. And now I know myself. Now I know that I'm a sensitive being and that I have boundaries that I have to set, and I'm going to keep setting them. And if people don't want to follow that, that's okay. Okay, let's do some more animal cards. We're going to do the Kim Kranz Wild Unknown. We have the crow at the bottom of the deck. The crow is usually a sign that you have spiritual gifts and they're coming out soon. The hyena. Ooh, somebody is funny. The hyena represents humor. It's making light of the situation. It's almost like eclipse energy too. We have like a full moon and new moon kind of mixed. The shadow side, the light side. So making light of the situation. Maybe spirit is saying that situation that you've been holding on to, make light of it. Find the good in it. Find the silver lining. Or this could be saying you're really funny and the world needs your humor. Get your cute hiney out there in the world and share your humor with people. Yep. The whale. This is divine feminine energy. She is willing to go to the depths of her soul to come back out and to shine her light onto the world. I love watching whale videos. Do you guys like watching whale videos? They're just so majestic and beautiful. And I'm very connected to whales. I went and saw on my daughter's 8th birthday. My daughter's will be 13. Oh my gosh. She'll be 13 on the 13th this year, July 13th. But I went and saw whales on Micah's 8th birthday up in Cape Cod in Massachusetts. I always do like something really cool for her birthday. So I went up there and I went on a whale watching boat, and we were out for a couple hours and we saw 5 fin whales where they're huge. We saw some blue whales. But they're just so beautiful. And what happens is when a baby whale dies, they carry the whale for like weeks as a grieving process. And I really connected with that. I was just like, that is so beautiful that they're like, I'm not letting you go. I'm going to stay with you until it's time, until I'm done grieving this. So it's just so cool to see animals grieving, right? And animals celebrating their babies. So I hope there's more travel for me in the future to go see more of nature like that. I hope that for all of you too. But the whale is not scared to traverse its shadow. It's kind of like the deer card again. Okay, too many cards. The deer is saying, approach the situation with a light heart. The crocodile. Rest, rest, rest. You're submerging, resting, and waiting for the perfect time to attack, whether that's the perfect time to start the thing, the perfect time to end the relationship. The crocodile knows that right now is not the time. And spirit is saying, wait, hold the line. Even though you're supposed to be starting the thing, you're grateful for the lessons that you've learned, you're letting go of the past. There's something else that you need to see first. See his eye? You need to see something first. You need to allow a situation to unfold before you take action. Because you're a sensitive soul and you don't want to jump too soon. You'll know, I just heard, you will know the right time when it's the right time. Okay, let's do a final message with Light Seers Tarot. This is by Chris Ann. Okay, one jumped. We're taking it. 7 of Pentacles. Yep. You are manifesting this growth. Look at this. You can't see what he's growing. It's underground, right? Like we don't know what's under there, but you've been doing the work. You've been planting the seeds, and now you're going to see the results of it. And now we're just resting. We're holding our hand over it. It's almost like he's giving it Reiki energy. And he's saying, grow, baby, grow. You got this. We're planting good thoughts. I love you. You can do this. It's almost like feeding it, right? We're feeding Mother Earth. We're giving Mother Earth back what we've kind of been dumping all of our greed and anger and emotions, and now we're feeding her good now. And when you do that, you're going to reap the benefits of it. Okay, so all the things that you've been doing underneath the surface are going to pay off. That's what this card means. All the healing, all the letting go, all the forgiving and the compassion and accepting who you are. And one day you're going to sprout out and the whole world is going to see you shining. And it's going to feel amazing because you're going to know what it took to get you all of this. They're only going to see this, but you know what was done underneath the surface. And you're going to be celebrated for that. The abundance is going to show up, the person, the opportunity. You're going to be in a flow state in your life. You're going to be peaceful. I created a video about money and I'll link it here, but there's certain things we need to do to call in money. And one of them is all about our vessel. We have multiple different vessels, and I talk about it in that video, not just our physical vessel. There's other vessels that we have to take care of. And when we create a life for ourselves, we have to think about all different areas. We have to think about relationships. We have to think about our home. We have to think about who we're being and how we're feeding our lives. So that's a final message here. Everything that you've been feeding yourself spiritually, emotionally, physically, food, workouts, nature, it's all going to pay off. So keep going. Do not give up. Don't stop what you're doing. And if you're not started, it's time to get started. It's time to start planting these seeds. Be a good person. Don't throw trash on the ground. Act as if the universe is watching your every move and you want to be feeding life, treating Mother Earth well, treating yourself well, treating other people well, and you will reap the benefits. You will be this beautiful empress, and she just sits there on her throne and she receives, and she gives too. She gives life to all of us. All right, lovies, I am sending you so much love. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and if you want to work with me, everything is in the comments and in the description. I hope you have a fabulous rest of this week. And yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. All right, peace out.